Okay, so the numerator is going to be x plus 2 times x minus 2.
Breathe.
And the bottom
X minus 2.
does not factor x minus 2. Okay, now we've got to be real careful with what we're about to do. This graph is a specific graph, x squared minus 4 over x minus 2. That is a specific graph. Does anything cancel here?
Yes.
What
Yes.
does?
The x minus 2.
The x minus 2. Okay, but before we do that, what is the domain of this function? Do we have any restrictions on x?
It cannot be 2.
X cannot be 2, because if it was, the denominator would be 0. Okay, so that's kind of important. But when it's gone, the graph of x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2 is going to kind of look like the graph of what's left.
X plus 2.
Okay, and if you were to graph x plus 2, what's that going to look like?
That's gonna look like a straight
A straight line.
line.
Yeah, it's a straight line with a y-intercept at
2.
2 and a slope of, okay, that's what it's going to look like. So if I wanted to graph, I'm not going to graph f of x right now, I'm going to graph g of x. And I'm going to say that g of x is x plus 2. Okay, and I'll graph it in red. So g of x, x plus 2. So I have a y-intercept at 2 and a slope of 1. So it's going to look something like this. Agreed?
I think that's your straightest line so far.
You done screwed it up. I was doing so well. And then you had to mention it.
Oh, wow.
You're a little off there.
Hey.
Wow, it's going everywhere.
Slack up.
I like the first one better.
Okay, so y'all good with that? This is the graph of g of x. That is the line x plus 2. Let's go back to f of x. In fact, before we do that, use your calculator, because you all have one, and go ahead and graph x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2 on the calculator, and look at it.
Wait, what am I doing? I'm sorry. I completely
Hey, sir, I can't see it.
It looks the exact same.
I can't see the
I think it's
column.
X
Still do
squared minus 4
Yeah, it looks like the same.
Yeah, it looks like the exact same one.
over x minus 2.
Wait, my graph is broken.
Zoom 6.
Oh.
It is the same thing, but it's blue.
Did you figure it out?
You are.
Thanks.
Okay, do you see any difference in what I graph versus what that is?
No.
That one's straight.
But, shh.
I just got that.
Okay, but hold on a second. X can't be 2.
Wait, what?
X can't be 2.
X isn't 2.
Yes, it is.
Which means
No, it's negative 2. isn't it?
when X is 2, I'm in blue now, right?
Mm-hmm.
When X is 2, this point here doesn't exist.
There's an asymptote there.
Can't be,
Oh, sorry.
because the asymptote was canceled.
Wait, so.
Okay.
Wait, what is 2 on this?
So real quick, if this x minus 2 had not been in the top, we would have had an asymptote at x equals 2.
There is no 2.
But 2 doesn't exist, and you can't tell on this graph,
Did I break or something?
okay? It's got a hole in it.
Does?
Wait, it goes 0, 1, 2.
There's no 2.0 on here.
Okay? So here is what the graph of x squared minus 4 over x minus 2 looks like. So how different is it?
Still not straight.
I don't care, it's close enough.
It's pretty similar.
There's a hole in it.
There's a hole. What
And you
hole?
cannot see that hole on the graph unless you zoom way in on it. Or go to your table real quick.
Wait.
Can we
Oh
zoom in?
wait. Oh, it says error. By 2.
Look at
Mine just says
Wait,
X
can we zoom
equals
in?
65.
that. At 2, there's an error. Why is there an error?
As it doesn't exist.
Because that can't divide by.
What's wrong with
0.
my table?
Okay. Huh? You're in Ask.
Ask?
You need to go to second table set and change it to auto. Okay, let's go to window. And if 2 was to be plugged into the graph, if it actually existed, you would get 4. Okay, both of them should be auto. Okay,
Oh,
if I put a 2 right here, 2 plus 2 is 4. So if the x value of 2 existed on this graph, it would have a value at 4, which tells me there's a hole at the point 2, 4. So this point right here, we have a hole at 2, 4. So if I wanted to zoom in on that, I'd go to my graph, go to window, and what if on our x value we go from 1.9 to 2.1, counting by 0.1s. Can you see the x value of 2 would be right in the middle of that?
yes.
And if we zoomed in on the y value, let's zoom in from 3.9 to 4.1, counting by 0.1. I'm zooming in on that 0.24 right now. Once your window is set to what I just set it to, now graph it.
Wait, window what?
Change your window to what I've typed in.
Oh, dang it.
Whoa,
I'm not mess up on this.
that's so weird.
Now can you see the hole? Because that one little point, when you're looking at going from -10 to +10 and -10 to +10, that one little point is so tiny you're not going to see it. But if you zoom way in, you're going to be able to see the hole in the graph. And you can zoom in more if you wanted to. If you wanted to go from 1.99 to 2.01 or something like that.
It just stops?
Okay.
That's sad.
Oh.
So is this graph discrete or is it continuous?
Discrete.
Discrete. Because you cannot draw this graph without picking up your pencil because there is no point at 2, 4. There's a hole in the graph.
That's so weird.
Wait, was that it for that one?
Yeah, that's that problem. It's done.
Man, that's
Oh, I love those kinds of problems.
Too big.
So remember, if we put it in lowest terms, there might be an asymptote at 2, but that asymptote was canceled. When an asymptote is canceled, a hole is created.
You can't.
All right, you love word problems? Here we go.
No.
I think you're in
I don't remember saying that.
Vehicles arrive randomly in a parking ramp at an average rate of 2.6 vehicles per minute.
That's not a thing.
The parking attendant can admit 3.2 vehicles per minute. However, since arrivals are random, lines can form at various times.
How can a vehicle be 2.6?
On average.
Oh.
So, which means in some minutes, there might be no vehicles that show up. Some minutes, you might have 6 or 7 vehicles show up. Okay.
Why was it too-
Yeah.
But
I'm
on
so
average-
confused.
On average, is 2.6.
Doesn't make sense.
Part A, the traffic intensity X is defined as the ratio of the average arrival rate to the average admittance rate. Determine X for this parking ramp.
Oh, Lord.
What's X?
7.
Oh, I don't know.
5.
Okay, hold on. I can't do math that fast. One for me? Screens.
Any ideas, folks?
No.
I will tell you, it tells you exactly what x is.
2.6.
X is 3.2. No, 2. No. Wait, X.
X is 0.
Yeah, X is
X
2.6.
Exactly.
So I was half
We're
correct.
not all smart.
Look. X
Ratio.
is X is what?
The ratio.
The ratio of. What's a ratio?
It's a function.
A fraction. A ratio of what?
The average arrival rate.
Average arrival rate is
2.6.
to the,
Average admittance rate.
okay, which is,
2.2.
now that's ugly. We can do the math there, 2.6 divided by 3.2 is 0.8125.
But yeah, you can do math there.
That's my third time to do this problem, I'm gonna get smart. That's the beauty of doing the same thing 3 times a day. By the third time, I know what I'm doing. That's it, that's it.
I'll be able to change it.
Okay?
We couldn't have started with these slides.
The traffic intensity is 0.8125. And that's it for part A. Okay, about to move on to part B in 3, 2.
What?
Alright, part B.
Yes.
The average number of vehicles waiting in line to enter the ramp is given by this function. F of x equals x squared divided by 2 times 1 minus x. Where x is between 0 and 1 is the traffic intensity. We're going to graph f of x and compute f of 0.8125.
What's compute?
Get an answer for, solve, get the result of.
Why did you have to make it complex?
Compute is a very basic,
And then
Word.
you know what compute meant?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
okay, real quick. What I want y'all to do before we go any further, ignore this statement right here, where it gave us a specific domain, okay? Look at the function itself. What can x not be?
It cannot be
1,
It can't be 1 because
0.
0.
that makes the denominator 0, all right? So if we were graphing this whole function from negative infinity to positive infinity, x can't be 1. Great. However, this problem tells us, hey, I only want to worry about the domain from 0 to 1. That's it. The graph only exists from 0 to 1. Not including 1, does it? It can't equal 1. That's why there's no equal sign here. Can x be 0?
No.
Sure it can. 1 minus 0 is 1. So we have 2 on the bottom.
Oh, it has equal.
Okay, so we're going to graph this using technology. We're just going to graph it. And we're going to make the domain or the window 0 to 1. So let's go ahead and get your calculators back.
Wait. Second, plus 7, 1, 2.
I'm about to enter this. I'll do it both ways. So we've been doing alpha y equals to get a fraction, right? So I'm going to put x squared over 2 times 1 minus x. Every time I've asked for a value, notice it's always given it to us in fractions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why it gives us the answer in fractions? Because we entered the equation as a fraction. I'm going to go ahead and go to y2. You don't have to do this, okay? I'm going to put the numerator inside parentheses, divided by, and I'm going to put the denominator inside a set of parentheses.
It's the same.
Okay, and those are the same, right? And you'll see why I did that in a moment. Okay, it is gonna be the same graph. Let's restrict our domain, so go to window. And we wanna go x values from minimum x value is 0, maximum x value is gonna be 1. I don't wanna count by ones, there'll be no tick marks along the x-axis. What do you only count by, going from 0 to 1?
0.5.
0.5, okay, that's fine.
Oh wait, that's only.
There'll be one tick mark in the middle, that's cool. Okay, it doesn't matter, it really doesn't matter. You know, second period wanted to count by 0.25.
Yeah, that's
Fourth
what,
period wanted to count by 0.1.
that's what meant to come out of my mouth. It just didn't come out of my mouth. So
So let's look at the graph again. Is it possible on the domain from 0 to 1, is it possible for this value to be negative? Not possible, is it? Because the largest possible value would be 0.9999999, right? So essentially we'd have 1 divided by 2, whatever. So yeah, it's not gonna happen. So let's make the range go from 0 to, I don't know, how high y'all wanna go? You wanna leave it at 10? Okay, we'll leave it at 10, no big deal. What's the graph look like? What's that look like?
looks like stairs.
Kinda like a quarter pipe?
Oh, what? What's a quarter?
Stairs.
Not, can I ask?
Huh?
What's a quarter? She said it, not
You know,
me.
like people do skateboards, they do the half pipe.
Oh,
No, it doesn't.
A quarter pipe would be half of a half pipe. Okay.
pretty steep.
Yeah, you're gonna crash. Okay, mine's gonna go twice, as it should.
Okay.
So yours is in blue, mine's in red, who cares? Yeah.
Hey, why didn't mine look like that?
Why not only like English?
You joking? No, you're.
Go to your window,
Why does it reset to that?
0 to 1, 0 to 10, go to white equals. Y'all just keep bugging me today. If you type in 1 minus x like it says, it might be different.
Let me see.
Anyone else not able to read and type? Okay, just Hannah, got it. Okay. The question now
You
says,
did it wrong, Anna.
after it's graphed,
Oops.
compute f of 0.8125. So I want to know the value of this. A while ago, we saw that the intensity was 0.8125. I want to plug 0.8125 into that function. Multiple ways you could do this. You could go to trace. You could go to the table and set it to ask. Because my graph goes from 0 to 1, 0.8125 is probably going to be about right there. And that's the value. So I need that value right there. If you press trace, really, if you okay, it's going to do this to me again. Okay. If you press trace, you can actually type in 0.8125 from here. Let me change to my red graph there. Real quick, look at this. My blue graph,
Found it.
I entered as a fraction, right? When I typed in the blue graph, I typed it in as a fraction. I'm currently setting it 0.5, and the answer is 1/4. My red graph, I entered with parentheses. So instead of having 1/4, I actually have a 0.25 here.
There's 2 graphs.
Okay, I have 2 graphs on mine. Look, I typed it in twice,
Oh, I did that too.
and I was showing you why. Okay, so go back to the graph. I want to trace, type in 0.8125, press enter, and it takes you to that value.
What?
Now, if you enter it as a fraction, you're gonna have 169/96. But if you typed it in using parentheses, you find out that value is about 1.73.
I only use 1.75.
So F of 0.8125 is about 1.73 vehicles. What that means is on average, when you pull up to this parking attendant, is there going to be a line?
Not really.
Might be one car already there, might be two cars already there. On average, it's about 1.73. Could be 6 cars there, but on average, could be no cars, but on average, it's 1.73 cars,
Average, I don't like average.
okay? Look at this graph. What happens as X, that's the traffic intensity, what happens as X approaches 1?
Increases.
It
What
goes
increases?
up the Y.
The Y is gonna increase, right? Which means it's rush hour, we go to the parking attendant, there's a line of 20 cars.
Ooh.
It's midnight, we're driving through, how many cars are probably gonna be there?
0.
Zero.
Okay, does that make sense?
That's your second.
Does it make sense that as the intensity increases, that the number of cars waiting to go through increases also? That's what this is all talking about,
The little side comments that we have.
okay?
Are you psycho? She's good.
You are, and this has been recorded, okay?
And he's gonna edit that out.
Wait, do you edit your videos?
We've already done C. What happens to the number of vehicles waiting as the traffic intensity approaches 1?
Okay.
Yeah, the number of vehicles in line is going to increase, which
Got
makes sense, yes.
We're done. Done.
Okay, here's where we are.
Not done. Oh, did.
Today, the rest of the class period, all of class period tomorrow, and all of class period on Monday. You're getting all your chapter 3 stuff done, getting your chapter 3 review done, making your page cheat sheet complete. Folks, the test is gonna be on Tuesday and Wednesday. If you're going to miss one of those days, you better figure out how to take the test, both parts of it, on the day that you are here, okay?
I mean, it's almost done with you.
I've got people that have already finished homework 4.1.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay, so tell those people to leave.
Yeah.
I don't.
They can go to an actual
They're
college.
setting up standards that I just
Wait.
can't. Like,
Any questions for me?
No.
why do you make me feel bad about myself?
What in
busy.
the world?
This doesn't make sense.
Ladies online, y'all are free to stay with us, or if you're good to go, you're free to leave. Just know that you do have that test Tuesday and Wednesday as well.
What chapter?
Okay.
I'll wait for you.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Right.
Hannah,
Oh, yeah.
2 days?
What chapters are there?
Appreciate you being prepared.
Tuesday.
Unlike last 6 weeks.
So I think you
Should I just take my stuff?
What chapters?
I'm gonna take a bathroom break real quick. I'll be back. Be right back.
Might as well. I don't know how long you'll be on. Questions in 15 minutes. What's your question?
What chapters?
What?
I've got, you said 3,
What's on the test?
yes. Ow.
1 through 4.
1 through 4.
No. The test covers 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 3.1, 3.4,
Stop
Three,
talking,
five.
please.
so 2.6 to 3.5.
So, how do I find the f of x?
Find the equation.
How?
Okay, well, do you have word classes to it? Where is it?
Negative 2.
So you're saying it can't be -2?
Sure.
Okay. So that'd be an x plus 2, right? In the bottom? Because at that 0, x can't be -2, right? Okay, that takes care of the vertical asymptote. Do we have a horizontal asymptote? Okay, what's that mean?
What does it mean?
We have a horizontal asymptote. Is it at 0?
No.
Where is it?
-2.
Are you finishing?
Just because it's not 0, that tells me that the degree of the top and the degree of the bottom have to be the same, okay? When the degree of the top and the degree of the bottom are the same.
Your marker's not working.
I know, it's having a hard time here. Okay. But right now the degree is not the same, is it? Because this is 0 degree and this is 1st degree.
Square.
Okay, now is it the same degree?
Yeah.
Okay, so this has a horizontal asymptote that had a -2 and a vertical asymptote of -2. Okay. I don't know, type that in your calculator, see what it looks like.
So I may not be here Tuesday.
Huh?
We may not be here Tuesday.
On Tuesday. So it's what y'all will need to do, if you're gonna miss Tuesday, is you'll need to come some other period on Wednesday.
Art. I have art.
Yeah, you'll have to figure out some period to come take your college test. So you have to take part of it during this period.
Oh, the college third period?
Huh?
Here's the third.
That's fine. Whatever works for y'all, I'll be here. Yeah, I'll make it work.
Yeah, probably third period because I have that.
Zoom said.
Oh, I have sociology.
I forgot that.
Y equals.
He put a,
We
we leave at 6:05 and arrive at Rita's at 6:10.
How many questions
That
are
was,
there?
20.
So that's gonna be the.
That's like things
That we
about
want
things.
Rita's and nobody
Okay.
else.
I can make it one part.
Yeah, because I know you want it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know why I also like.
Are they-
With HA at horizontal.
I was expecting you to say.
I thought it was -2.
Sounds like you're just singing Gold Digger.
That's what I am saying.
Is that what that graph looks like?
Yeah, songs in my head.
How,
Hannah, do you
how
know
do
that
you get your
like,
graph to be
um,
to be even?
So we got some other things on.
I see. Do you know
I'm
what's
stuck in
common
this
to
one.
the timeline? Nobody
Well,
does that.
notice
That's
that
in my head.
Like the song?
Or like the
Huh?
TikTok. Have
This
you
one?
seen it?
Yeah. But well, what I want you to notice is,
the song.
notice how in this one, it's going up and going down as it approaches that vertical asymptote, which means this is odd. To make it even, they gotta go together. So what if we make this square and square? Is that even now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try doing this, but you don't. What am I doing? I don't remember how to do anything. This is
Oh,
back
I
from
don't remember
February.
how to do this.
I'm ready to complain.
Can I just retire, please?
She's got a point.
That's very wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Now what?
I don't know. You're the
You redo
teacher.
it.
Yeah, I gave up on it.
Hey, can I help?
So what are we gonna do?
I don't know.
Give
Oh,
up.
I'm gonna throw some of
I know what to do.
Then what?
Wait,
Actually, that is
Summer,
huge.
did
You
you
should
get,
report
did,
And I'm going to report you for being a loud person.
wait, which one was it?
I don't know.
Which, what's
I
the
delete
one?
the negative.
3.5? It was like the one.
So you wanna get rid of the negative?
I'm doing that right now. Is that wrong? Review.
Question help. Cassie, use your question help.
Kinda.
We kinda messed up our
You.
horizontal axis.
Yeah,
You messed up.
dummy.
Oh, I thought you
Wait,
called
hey!
Mr. Gloria dummy.
Your negative, your horizontal asymptote is -2.
It's not there.
Maybe
Don't
make
see
it
it.
x
I'll see
squared
what
a
minus
negative is.
4. I don't know.
I saw it.
That's what
Then
it
She
I'm
came in my line.
-2.
Wait,
That's
like,
negative.
yeah.
Well, then is it x minus 2?
I don't know, what do you think?
Make it x squared
I think
minus
then I am
plus
never gonna figure out this
4.
problem. No,
I think that I-
like x minus
Me
2,
too.
not -2. I
Don't you have a calculator?
Have you,
for us to do?
Clicked over here?
skill builder.
No. Question help
It doesn't.
and view an example.
Yesterday it wouldn't let me.
Okay, how about that?
I don't understand. That's what.
Cassie, maybe you're doing it wrong.
Okay. Oh, we didn't talk about the zeros, did we?
No.
Does your graph have zeros?
Yeah.
If you do something class and then you like feel like it's wrong, so you just.
-4 and 0.
Oh my gosh, I do that in like bed.
Okay,
Like I'm about to go to sleep and then I'm like.
so you didn't tell me anything about zeros.
And you're like,
You didn't tell me I did it.
reverse.
Like
Okay, so where does it cross the x-axis?
-4.
You guys like this one?
No.
Okay,
Negative, yeah, -4.
okay,
Who are you doing?
And?
0.
okay.
You've just given up.
So x
Yeah.
times x plus 4, because x plus 4 would give you -4, right?
No.
And that's second degree and that's second degree?
Yeah, I was like, those look like,
And I feel like we've had this conversation so many times.
Really?
About my glasses, yeah.
Because this needs to be a -2 up top.
Ooh, stylish.
So,
It's like those grainy glasses that.
How do you do that?
so negative x, parentheses, x plus 4, parentheses, over 2x plus 2 squared is the equation.
Over x plus 2 squared.
That's what it
Is
is.
this change?
You said
Yeah.
2x.
Oh. How?
I just showed you.
Yeah.
She
but
doesn't
how?
pay attention.
Okay.
Okay.
It's gotta be even because they go together.
Okay,
So we have to have x squared.
okay.
It's got two
Oh,
zeros,
I
one at
see.
-4, one at 0. That's my 0, there's my -4.
But where's your x squared?
Where'd you go?
Distribute this for me. What's negative x times x?
She's really smart.
Actually, well, I went off this website, but like
And
on the
a bit-
website, they're like.
I lied.
You're welcome. I'm complimenting.
She yelled at me so much.
You did all right.
Sometimes the blonde ring or the blonde like ends go up to her
Same
skull.
thing. Okay. So it's
You're
gonna be even.
That bite.
The feisty
And
red
where
too.
is
Oh
the-
my goodness.
Where's your vertical asymptote?
Sure. We can find some.
Really?
We can find some out.
Vertical asymptote is at 2,
Don't.
Do it.
which means my denominator,
No, it's 0.7.
I can't.
Cares about that.
x minus
What
2,
do
right?
you have?
No, I need
Because if that's 2, then I got a problem.
I got 0.5.
There's one time a kid created,
Now,
like, made
Is
a
there a horizontal
paper
asymptote?
airplane.
Wait.
And he threw it and it hit me in the eye.
Where is it?
Dude, right
Uh-oh.
So I have a horizontal asymptote of -2. The only way I have a horizontal asymptote that's not at 0 is when the degrees are the same, and the leading coefficients give me a -2. So I need a -2 up here.
Intellect.
What, no, I need, yeah,
You look like a grandma.
but I need an x squared with that.
That's satisfying.
Where are the zeros?
She goes.
I will be on Monday.
0,
Just thought I should choose.
or Tuesday?
Okay,
Well, here it says Tuesday, March 29th. That's Monday. So I'm pretty sure I'll be maybe.
Rude.
I like how it says you leave at 2:30, but don't arrive until.
was that Is that 0 and negative 4?
I think he's just saying that so we don't.
0 would make this 0, and negative 4 would make this 0. Okay? There's my x squared. The bottom has to be the same degree as the top, so I'm gonna put a square here.
Who's that?
Get scared.
Anna?
Oh
Oh my gosh, I did something.
So how does that look so far?
What?
Just that much, compared to what we want.
Use your jacket, Cassidy.
No! I've been asking for help since he was helping you. You're not going for help again.
But I only have one final check left. I just need him to tell me what I
Henna, I say you pass this one final question if I can finish.
That's negative 2
Yeah,
is negative plus 2
Cassidy,
there,
ugh.
Thanks, man.
right? It's negative 2 plus 2 gives me 0.
Big butt.
I said it all the time.
What are we looking at so far?
My little sister said it, so I said it.
Horizontal level.
No! Mr. McCoy,
You
you're
took my
wrong.
pencil.
So horizontal axis is the
You're
law, right?
funny.
So.
Funny.
Oh, that was a joke.
Don't lie to her.
Right now, my leading coefficient on the top is a 1.
And I
My
don't
leading
know.
coefficient on the
Get it.
bottom
I did that one
is
thing,
also
face
a
that
1,
like, you know that,
which
where you just like,
means
you know, I know.
Do what?
I
I
would,
need to change
you go
it.
to, it's like, the ooh, like you say something, and it's like when you finally realize, and you're like, ooh.
Zero.
Well, if I was fucking manager.
You'd be a
Goner.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
Would you like my itinerary?
Contact
I'm kidding. She said I'm kidding.
this.
You're going to be
Okay. Monday.
Yeah, I'm just playing golf just so to get the tan.
Yeah, well, no, because I have a golf, like this hand is lighter, a lot lighter than this hand.
You only have 2 more games left?
Hands.
They're not, it's still a
We're
game.
Oh, boo.
Get over it, Anna.
I miss my chair.
I miss that shit.
Sir, I got a quick question. Maybe like when I go dramatic, doesn't just like, I love the 0.
Which one you put 0 into? The first one, first way or second way? Is 0 less than negative 1 or is 0 greater than negative 1?
Well, thank God I remembered that because I've been plugging them in for both and then figuring out which one is true. Oh my gosh.
So is 0 less than negative 1 or 0 greater than negative 1?
What?
You little pig.
Oh, okay.
I don't have it.
What's 0 minus 2?
Where? I don't have it.
Do I need to wear bandanas?
You got my stomach. Like when you did this, I saw the outline of like it sounds like Anna, and then you went, what? I was like